Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be installing this IMO Rapid Shutdown switch device on our EG4 6000 XP. Let's get started. All right guys, as we head into the shed, just want to talk about why I want to put a switch on for rapid shutdown. It's a really important safety device to have. Plus, you know, you can add on to it. And this will be inverter only. But in the future, I can go ahead and put this on my solar panels and future batteries and so forth. All right, just a quick look at the overall system. If you haven't seen this before, this is my off-grid shed system, powered by EG4 6000 XP. So we'll be taking this panel off today, looking at the connections for that. But generally, this is a off-grid system. I'm running about 27 kilowatt hours of DIY batteries. Check out my other videos on my channel for the setup on this and how I wired things and so forth. And yes, those with keen eyes, these boxes are IR45s. These are ground mounts I'll be installing shortly on the channel for a temporary ground mount system for my new panels. So definitely check out the channel, subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. All right guys, just want to quickly talk about this switch. I picked it up on Signature Solar. There's two available. This is the least expensive one, and they actually recommend this because it's push button. It's not a pull out, it's a turn to unlock. And it seems to be pretty well built. It's IP6567 rated, and it should be good enough to mount on the back of the shed, so we can go ahead and hit this button if we have a problem. I don't have to come into the shed and the equipment. I could just go outside, hit this, and at least the inverter will turn off for my circumstances. Looking at the inside of the EG4 6000 XP, these are the contacts. We're going to use the SWs. So you can see you have RSD power 12 volt, and on the other side we have SW, and you can see here we have open contact. So what that means is we need to close the contact by connecting two wires together, and we do that through a switch. We'll head over to the bench now and take a closer look at the contacts on the switch and show you the difference between open and closed contacts and how that switch will work on the EG4 6000 XP. These two wires here are just for testing purposes. I'll go ahead and hook these into the switch, into the open, normally open part of the switch. I'll test the button, and I'll do that before I run Cat 6 outside to the switch, but I just want to test it here. So let's go ahead and take a look at the switch now. And you've got the button part. You press this in, you can see how that goes forward when you press it in, turn to unlock. And that will press against these two buttons here. So your green button is normally open and your top button is normally closed. So a lot of people get confused on normally open and normally closed. So normally closed means that from here to there, two sides are connected all the time. And when you press the button in, it disconnects, it breaks the flow of current. On your normally open, this is always not connected, but when you press the button, then it closes the circuit, or the power flows through when you press the button. Let's go ahead and show you what it looks like with a multimeter. Now I have my multimeter here set to continuity. You can see when I touch these two, it makes the sound. So on the red button, or normally closed, you can see that current is always connected. If I hit the red button, it breaks it. So it stops that flow of current. And normally open down here is this will not be connected unless I go ahead and I press the button. That's the one we're going to use. And again, if you want to buy the switch, I have a link below. Go ahead, use that link, and it will get you right to Signature Solar and this switch. I have the inside of the switch hooked up to the normally open position here, and that runs back to this temporary wiring. I'm going to test this before I go ahead and run my wire outside. So let's go ahead here. You'll see that everything is on. I'm making power right now. On PV2, we're bringing 360 watts. I got some power running in the shed here. I have studio light right there. So let's go ahead, press the green button, close the circuit. Okay, you see we just lost power to the inside of the shed. Light's no longer on, and let's go over to the PV and It says 0 input coming in. So no wattage on the PV. I'm still holding down the button. So this is what happens when you press the button. So when I press the real button on the actual switch, this will stay deployed until we twist it off. So I'll let go and see what happens. It takes a few seconds and everything should turn back on. Yep, and we have the light. AC is restored, and then our solar is ramping back up. Outside now behind the shed, here's my pole box where all my wiring comes through. And just looking at where I can install this. So I'm thinking if I perhaps install this somewhere on the pole box, maybe on the side. If there's room, I have to sort of take a look at things. I am running out of daylight, so this is probably going to turn into a night job. But we'll figure it out where we want to put this. It would be pretty ideal if we could do it right there. So the biggest part of this job is just running the wire. I'm going to go ahead and use Cat6 because that's what I have on hand. I just need to get it from the EG4 through the conduit, through the pull box, and then to the switch. There are a couple of reasons why I'm using Cat6 in this project. Number one, I have it on hand. Number two, it's cheap. And number three, this doesn't require a lot of amperage. So you're just making contact between the two wires through the RSD switch. Gone ahead and brought the wire down through this grommet. I'm going to run it behind my other AC wires here, mount the switch on the shed. I know I previously talked about perhaps putting it on the side of this pole box, but I think I'll do that later this spring when it's better weather and I have a more permanent setup. On this Cat6 cable, I've gone ahead and used the orange and orange stripe wires. It doesn't matter which wires you use as long as you use the same wires on both ends. Let's go ahead now and connect this to the SW contacts. All right, guys, just went ahead and wired up the switch here. It's nighttime, and went ahead and did my wiring in here. If I press that green button, it's going to shut off all the lights. And I'm going to wait until I put the switch on, and I'll show you how it looks here. Especially, you'll see the effect with all our Christmas lights set up. All right, so let's go ahead now and just press this button and you'll see everything shut off. All right, so we killed everything. Everything's off. That switch is in, the button's in. Let's go ahead and take it off now. Just pulled it out. And the light should start up here within a few seconds. There we go. So everything works. It's great to have our RSD switch here on the outside. It kind of stops all the power. Power from the batteries, power from the solar, AC power, everything is stopped when you hit the switch here. Everything is isolated and good. All right, guys, so that's the IMO switch for the EG4 6000 XP and my setup. If this video was helpful, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Come on back for more videos. Take care and have a great day.